So fellas, I got to play with Lucky Raspberry on my Hunter account. Now I know I don't play Hunter enough, but Lucky Raspberry got a buff here recently in patch 1.2.3. Essentially now, guys, Probability Matrix, which is the intrinsic perk to Lucky Raspberry, is a lot deadlier now. Now the perk reads increases the chaining capabilities of arc bolt grenade and has a chance to recharge it each time it deals damage. Now from the patch notes itself, it did say that it is a guaranteed full recharge when arc bolt grenades hits 4 targets. Now I don't know where this percentage came from, maybe it was in the sandbox changes, but there's been a number thrown around that the chance to fully recharge arc bolt grenades on hit is 50%. That seems extremely high, but there was a lot of times that I did see that recharge come back instantly. Now let's talk about this exotic and the setup that I'm using with it. By the way, I will in the next few weeks put together kind of a top 4 or 5 loadouts for Crucible. These are of course just my favorite loadouts. Some of these are a little quirky, and this is also a quirky one as well. That's right, you see a little bit of DFA, which is the kinetic hand cannon right there in front of you, and I'm also pairing it with Fighting Lion. Now Fighting Lion, of course, we don't have the catalyst yet. It should be coming on the 31st, but it's just gonna make this setup right here even deadlier. I'm also rocking Bottom Tree Arc Strider. So I'm pulling from a few pages from Kami Cake's playstyle and essentially rocking out low recovery, as low as I can possibly go there, and always getting combat meditation here in Crucible. Now if some of you don't know what combat meditation is, essentially it's a perk on the Bottom Tree Arc Strider. While critically wounded, melee and grenades recharge drastically faster. Now when you see my health go to red, you see that grenade energy jumps up so fast, pretty much about halfway, and you can actually damage yourself a little bit. So there's different various ways to damage yourself. In this situation, I'm using Fighting Lion, which just requires me to shoot up against a wall and stand on the grenade and let go of the trigger. And of course, when you do this, you just allow yourself to get down to 1 shot and you get your grenade back. Is this loadout essential to work with Lucky Raspberry? Absolutely not, but this is a way to consistently rain arc bolt grenades on enemies. And of course, I'm also pairing this with some arc grenade mods as well as some arc melee mods, just something to just synergize even better with this loadout. But now let's talk about Lucky Raspberry. Outside of this loadout, how is the exotic by itself? Overall, I feel like it's still a little niche here in PvP. I think it's good, but the chances of you tagging up 4 opponents, even in 6v6, is still slim. So I wouldn't rely on it in PvP to consistently keep chunking arc bolt grenades over and over again, which is why I was rocking out Bottom Tree Arc Strider with combat meditation. Now, the increased chaining capabilities is very nice. And of course, the times that it does recharge just from tagging is also nice, but the problem with that is you do have to pay attention to your grenade meter down there. And that was my problem. Like, it would tag, it would recharge, but I was so used to just releasing my grenade and continuing the gunfight that I didn't even notice that it recharged. So I would make it a habit, even after throwing a grenade, just glance down there at the bottom left to see if you did get a recharge from that grenade tag. And of course, if you did get a recharge, then boom, throw another grenade. And more than likely, you'll get a kill, maybe even a team wipe with that second grenade. Now in PvE, because that was where I saw this exotic really shine. In PvE, when dealing with trash mobs, man, whether it's Thrall, whether it's public events, whatever the case, a lot of ads tend to get grouped together, and Lucky Raspberry will wreck everything, man. I was loving this exotic in PvE, and I think something like Escalation Protocol, where you've got so many ads, this would be a wonderful exotic to rock to just consistently keep chaining arc bolt grenades on all enemies. So again, Lucky Raspberry for me, guys, is a little more niche. It's a little more catered to PvE. And of course, I wouldn't be saying these things if there wasn't 2 other exotics, at least in the Hunter class, that are really powerful. Things like Wormhusk, that's really good, as well as Stompies, which feels incredible after the update. And I'll be covering that later this week as well. So guys, that is my review on Lucky Raspberry. I know I don't normally review stuff for Hunters, but this is a D1 exotic that I was a big fan of, and I'm glad to see that it got some love here. Guys, try it for yourself. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this exotic. Again, I said it was niche. I know some of you probably use this religiously, and me saying it's niche is not me saying it's trash. So guys, thank you so much for coming and watching this video, and as always,
slap that like button like your mama told you right.